What's your thoughts on the friend zone? You ever put anyone in the friend zone?
I don't think I put them in there. It's just people are there if they're there.
They're there if they're there. Why? Because you
'Cause
kind of what?
They're nice, but maybe it's just not something between us.
Okay.
From my perspective.
All right. Have you ever been put in the friend zone?
I don't know.
I wouldn't think you were anyway.
Oh, please.
All right. So, what's your thought on a man who was put in the friend zone? What would you tell that guy?
Okay, he is
Yeah, he likes his girl.
emotionally and physically attracted to this
Mm-hmm.
chick,
He likes his girl.
and he's in the friend zone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, move on.
You'll say move on, right?
Yeah.
That's why I fucking love you. You think so different, man.
No,
goddamn.
move on, because the thing is if she doesn't like you that way, what do you think you have to do to make her like you that way? We'll go eat with you.
Mm-hmm.
You can come shopping with us.
Mm-hmm.
She will go on vacation with you. We'll go to dinner. Let's go have drinks. Come over and hang out. It's not going to change. So.
Okay. So what do you have to say to, like, all right, in your opinion, those women who get upset at the guy who he doesn't want to be in the friend zone anymore? He's like, I can't do this. Because some women are like, what's wrong with just being my friend? If you really like me, it'd be okay. Hey, what the fuck? So?
Hey! What would I say to the dude who doesn't want to be in the friend zone?
No, but to the women. Because I've noticed some girls, they'll get upset. And like, don't you like me? What's wrong with being my friend? We can't hang out? Is that all you want is sex? Is that it?
But I think the thing is women don't like when some men don't want to be in a relationship either with them or at all. So we all have to be in the right stage of mind to be able to.
You're sexy.
Oh, please.
No to what you're saying. Holy shit. Go ahead.
We all have to be in the right frame of mind to be able to be in a place to either be friends or into somebody. So same with the chick. She doesn't want to be just friends. Like, when are you going to finally ask me out? Like, when are you going to ask me out? When this dude's dating all these people, he's not going to ask you out. Either one of two things. He either isn't into you that way, or he's not ready for you. It's not going to change. You can't force people to feel a certain way. The dude likes you and wants to have more, and you don't want to have it with him. Can't be mad if he's going to move on or if he doesn't want to be around you.
Got it. But girls do that.
Yeah.
They'll shit on the dude and say, oh, he really wasn't a nice guy. But the guy is an asshole if he puts the girl in the friend zone. Well, she's a nice... Because I've gotten this. She's a nice girl. What's wrong with that, Mars? Well, she's really good on the inside. It's not all about looks.
I think just like men have emotions that we don't address, women have emotions and they don't feel like two things. They either feel bad that they don't like him, so the way to make them feel better about feeling bad that they don't like him and it hurt his feelings is to kind of talk shit about him, or they are baffled that someone wouldn't just want to hang around them and not have more. You don't go to a restaurant starving and say, oh, I'm not going to eat.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, I should have known this was going to be a different kind of response anyway, because you are a different type of woman. That's one of the reasons why I fell for you. You've taught me a lot of stuff. Just stuff that's inside of me that I was never about. The reason why I'm speaking on this is because of the video I saw this morning. And it was like how some women, they'll turn on a guy. They'll have the guy, he'll be nice, he'll be in the friend zone, he does all this stuff. You know damn well what he wants. And then I've heard some females like, oh, we're just friends. You don't think he likes you? Well, no, he's fine. We're just friends. Okay. If you gave it to him, you think he'll get it? He'll take it? I mean, yeah, I know you like. Okay, so you know. And you know his intentions, you know what he wants. Mm-hmm. That's not just the focus to get that. He actually likes you. You make him feel good. You make him smile. He thinks about you. He wants to text. Good morning. How are you? All this. And I've told you, I've gotten it before too. Like, there's girls in the past, I'm like, good morning. How are you doing? Hey, can I see you today? Can I take you to lunch? And I've gotten like, oh man, you're just too thirsty. Because I text you good morning?
Well, I think I think women have had to some extent lower their standards on what they expect out of a dude, especially after like a date or whatever, because the guy they really liked didn't call them the next day. The guy they really liked didn't text them the next morning. The guy they really liked took a couple weeks before he asked them out again. So in some people, even some guys, in their perception to try to not seem thirsty, you gotta act like I don't care. Like, or, oh, why are you doing this? And then eventually you get to the point where you actually start thinking that those kind, nice actions are actually weird, which doesn't make any sense. Wasn't the whole point of wanting him to call the next day? Wasn't the whole point of him wanting to see you again? So if he wants to see you again, why are you acting weird about him wanting to see you? So you think it's weird, and then later you see him dating somebody, and he's really nice, and he's really sweet, and he's really kind to them, and you're like, oh, you were a nice guy.
I told you I got that shit.
I know.
I got that. And then I was thought I was a player because of the way I talked, the way I dressed, everything. Because I worked at the clubs, I worked at the bar. Mm-hmm. And I told you, there was a young woman, I thought she was cute. And then she told me, like, you know, I don't know, you seem like a player. And we were so cool with each other because she was able to admit this. There weren't going to be no negative repercussions for me because I'm like, okay, let's talk. You know, I like you. She's like, guys that look like you. And it wasn't that she was saying that I'm super hot just because I'm tall, I'm built, and I'm nice, and I'm this. I sound like a player. And that's what players do. But my thing is like, okay, so players, they know what to say. And the women who happen to, unfortunately, get played, they like what is said. So here comes me, the nice guy. I'm saying the things, but you're associating that with me, and that's unfair. So with that same young lady, it was like a year later. I always see her come to the bar or whatever. A year later, she's like, hey, you know, I was just thinking maybe we can go out sometime. Oh, sorry. I mean, thanks. I would have loved that shit, you know, last year, but I can't. I'm, you know, I'm cuffed up. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing someone. You remember that chick I told you about a year ago? Mm-hmm. And she happened to be in here? Yeah. Oh, she's in there now. Same one. And you're still with her? I'm like, yeah, I like her a lot. She's dope. I'm talking about you're the dope. So she's like, oh my God,
I was like, who are you talking about?
She's like, I just thought. I'm like, you shouldn't have thought that. I'm a nice guy. You know, you just, you know, looked at all this and just thought I was a certain way. I think it's just not cool. And like I told you, I'm texting back and forth with one of my friends. And I asked him, I said, do you like her, or do you just like her enough to beat? He said, I just want to beat. Well, okay, fair enough. But you need to be honest with her. Be straight up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I said, don't play her. And I noticed when I told you when I was in college, I was very, very fucking shy. I got in theater. I got into public speaking and debate and everything. And I got more confident. And I noticed I always thought like I'm the nice guy. I wanted to write letters and all this. And I used to hear like, you're too nice for me. You're too nice for me. And I'm like, okay, don't you want a nice guy? And this is like in high school. I was like, you know, you write the letters, put a little cologne on it, whatever. And I just didn't understand at the time that I was too good for said girl. Until that one time, after many times of being a nice guy, and I would see the girls date who I thought was a dick, which they were an asshole. And then they got their heart broken. I'm like, what the hell? I never wanted to be a dick. I needed to find a balance.
So just sometimes a dick. Sometimes
a dick, but I was still a gentleman, the chivalry, everything. But I noticed I was being straightforward. I actually got it more. I got better results. I was straight up and I didn't lie. And there, I told you the one girl that I had a super crush on. And she was at my apartment. Beautiful girl. Had her in my room. Just in the buff. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, yeah, this is about to go to hell. Whew, man. And I don't want to be too descriptive because, you know, I'm not trying to be crass. Let's stay on point. I looked at her. I'm like, I get it. Now I get what she meant. Because this said girl said it a couple of times. You're too good for me. You're too good for me. And it just didn't click. And at that moment when she was on my bed and she was just naked, she's going to fuck me over. I can get it. But me, the type of guy I have, I got too much feelings. I'm going to feel like, I'm going to feel hurt.
You're going to get your heart broken.
No, my feelings going to get hurt.
Yes.
And I didn't want that. I said, you know what? Hey, I forgot. and I don't want to miss practice. I forgot I got a late practice today. I'm going to take you home. Do I regret that? And it's not for your benefit? No, I didn't. I wanted to see where it was going to go, but I didn't want to. I got tired of the games. And like you said earlier, once I had found somebody else, and then I was with that girl, the new girl, at the movie theaters, the other girl who I had naked, her parents saw me, which her parents loved me. And they're like, what the? Oh, hi. Oh, who is this? I was like, oh, that's the new girl I'm dating, Because I kind of walked off to the side. Well, it got back to her. And then she called me and chewing me out. I thought we were dating. I thought we were dating. What do you mean? This back and forth? No. And she got upset in her feelings. I'm like, why are you getting upset at me? Remember you said I was too good for you? I said, I don't want to keep wasting time. I want a nice girl. I want to date someone. All in all, it never worked out with me and her. Don't regret it, whatever. But as I had learned from that time, all right, I'm going to stop being so fucking nice. But I'm going to be nice. It's like me and you. I wanted to get to know you. I liked you. And I didn't put no weight on the sex. I was like, whatever. I want to find out who you were. And I did. And I thought you were dope. I ended up getting it. Great.
So is that why you're just being nice to me every day of our lives in our
Exactly.
marriage?
Yeah, so I can get pussy at night.
Well, it's working pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with that? You seem to like it. I love it. You know?
Go ahead, honey. You want to just be nice to me just for that?
Yeah. I even joke. I was like, hey, man, I'm making you breakfast, making you coffee, so maybe I can, I get my hair did or whatever so I can, because I joke about it at the barbershop. I was like, Richie cuts my hair. I'm like, ooh, man, I'm about to get some tonight. So then everybody in the barbershop like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get me some. It just, I don't get it. Even the extra stuff that I do, like yesterday, I just wanted to buy you some roses. Just be fucking cuss. And whatever may say, oh, it's a Valentine's Day today. Like our daughter knows. And hopefully my daughter will know what kind of guy or person she wants in her life.
Well, hopefully there are dads or moms out there who are raising boys and teaching them how to be nice and also not to get screwed over.
And I'm going to teach my son the game too. Like, I do not want him bringing no fast hussy in this fucking house. I want him to have a nice girl. I believe you are a great role model for him, what a nice girl should be. Nice woman, whatever. And hopefully I can be an example to him what a good guy should be. But a firm guy. It's just, I don't like when girls like kind of just, I keep saying girls, but women, like, oh, he was an asshole. If he was a really nice guy, he'll be okay with being my friend.
No, you don't want a nice guy. Because if you want a nice guy to be your friend, you might as well just have a friend that's a girl. That's what we're for. Oh, I only have guy friends? No. You just don't get along with women, number one. Or number two, you know he likes you and you have no one else to hang out with. So of course you're going to hang out with the person who likes you and you're just going to keep him in the friend zone, which I think sucks, because then that always gives them that glimmer of hope, like there might be a chance. And then one day you're bored, you drink too much wine and you decide to bone him, and then he thinks like, yes, it's going to happen. And you're like, no, we're just friends.
Evil. I'm sorry, it's evil. It's really evil. And it reminds me of time I'll never